Good evenings, everybody. Good evenings, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for being here. I'm super excited. I have the pleasure of being your host. I will be introducing you to a absolute wonderful human being. But before that, I would like to hear where you are calling in from. So in the chat, could you please write down if you're from Norway, Sweden, wherever you are in the world? It's quite often quite exciting to follow where people are listening in from. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So today we have the 28th of January. It's a bit over 8 here. But again, I'm super happy that you are with us. One thing is for sure that this is going to be a very, very exciting call. Thank you very much for texting here. A lot from Denmark, Switzerland, Norway, Sweden. That's wonderful. So my name is Morten Dam. I'm located in Denmark, proud father of four, and I have been a network marketing professional for 20 plus years. And for me, and I assume for all participants on this call, it's a brand new adventure. So with that said, I will start introducing the speaker for tonight. And it's with great honor and privilege to have this gentleman on the call. I know that he is at the moment extremely busy. So I'm very thankful that he have decided to still set off time to be with us. His name is Torsten Sedlmeier, a German guy. He has more than 35 years of experience within the profession. He's a multi-million-dollar earner in this profession as well. And actually, he have just decided to go official with what you are about to hear. And that's about the company CILI by Design. So with no further ado, I would ask Torsten to unmute himself. And once again, Torsten, it's an absolutely pleasure and honor to have you with us. One thing is for sure, I have known you for 10 plus years. And every time you're entering the room, even though it's, let's say it's a big event physically, or even a big event through Zoom, you are creating so much excitement out there. So Torsten, the word is yours. And once again, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, hello everybody. I hope you're doing great. Thank you for being here on this call. Thank you for taking time. We have a lot of things to do today, and yes, thank you for the nice introduction, Morten. I see many names and many people know me. For those people who don't know me, I want to tell a little bit about my story, really briefly. But also, I'm not just telling my story, but I'm teaching you some of the things which you might write down, because these things you write down might be helpful. Because I'm not a fan of just telling a story, but I just want to give always a learning. So first of all, you have to know I was skeptical in network marketing. I was never, 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 never. I wanted to work for network marketing. So what you see now, if you do push the right buttons to even a skeptical person and a person who hated network marketing, can become very successful. And I'm 35 years in this industry. So when I started, my sponsor told me an important sentence and lesson, and maybe you should write down this sentence and letter. What he told me, and he said, if you intelligent humans test something before they make a decision. So that's a really important sentence you should write down, because if there's someone skeptical, so that was his last key. And I took really in my first company the products to prove that he's wrong. And so I got product results, obviously, and I joined network marketing. And after 2 months, he quit. So why I'm saying you this? It doesn't matter what upline you have. You can make it with or without your outline. But it's better to have a good upline. And I tell you guys, you have a good upline. And I'm not talking about me. I don't know. I think I'm quite good, but I know you guys have all good people who are really interested in helping you. So listen to what they say. And I learned also from Jim Ron, who was one of my mentors in the very, very, very first years. He said something, you can, and write this down, you can either learn from your own mistakes or you can learn from the mistakes of others. But it's more intelligent to learn from mistakes of others. So was a really, really important lesson he told me. And so I'm telling you, learn from us, from the people who already in the past have proven that they had results. So what happened? I went to my upline and asked them because I was a young guy. So I don't know if you know how old I am. In 2 years, I'm turning 60. Still my natural hair color. I have everything still here. I was in my early 20s, so I had no experience. And so I was asking him how to become successful. And for 6 months, he was teaching me what to do, how to become successful. And I did exactly what he told me. And after 6 months, I had no success. And then I found out that I was just working his ideas he had in mind. He told me his ideas. So I was the guinea pig for his ideas. And I was testing his ideas. And so, as they did not work, he didn't teach his other team who was already successful. So I was not very happy about this. Normally, most people would have quit, but I made the decision. I will learn everything. I will go to meetings. I will read the books. I will talk to successful people, how what they have done to become successful. I will do everything, and then I will test out everything what is working, I will keep, and what is not working, I will throw out. So no one in my team ever who is willing to listen, to be coachable, and to put it into action. No one has to suffer like me in the very first time. So that's actually a big, big lesson. And it took me 8 years in my first company. I had to rebuild it a couple of times because there were some crazy times, bad press, and other things happened. I had to rebuild my business 3 times. So it took me 8 years to become one of the top ranks in the company. And then I finally was there. I was happy. Now all my life is good, despite what my family said, because my family never believed in me. They said, "Oh, he's crazy," because sometimes your enemy is in your own bed, or is your family, or whatever. So, despite what they said, I became successful. But then the founder of the company died. The company was insecure. It took 3 years until the company got sold. The new owners made some decision, took out 80% of the products. Our team did the most sales with, so our income dropped 80%, and I was really, oh my God, what happened? And over the next couple years, I was struggling. I joined this company, and so on, but it was always overpromise, underdeliver. And I never liked this. And so learn, write down, never overpromise and underdeliver. The opposite way is the right way. Always underpromise and overdeliver. This is much more important. So I finally, after 18 years being in this business, I was totally broke, so broke that for 2 winter I was working at the weekend as a DJ. We had 2 winters, no heating and no warm water, and we had a newborn baby, so it was really challenging. We went to the food bank to get some food, and at night I went out to the city and collecting bottles and can out of garbages to recycle them, to make some money, to pay my electricity bills because they were ready to turn off our electricity. And so that was really, really bad. At this time, my ex-wife decided I'm not going to live this life. And so she took the children and she moved out to another guy. And I was there and was saying, oh my God, I spent nearly 20 years of my life in network marketing. Now I'm broke. I have no money, I have no family, I have no kids, I have no nothing. I think I'm done with network marketing. And I was thinking about moving to Thailand, living at the beach, and become a surf teacher. So that was my idea. I looked to the sky and said, "Hey God, you are very funny. I don't know what you're thinking, but this must be a joke because how comes?" So, but if there is something, please, yeah, show it to me. And what happened? I found another business opportunity. They said we are coming to Europe. Make a long story short, I joined this company, broke every record. After 2 years, I was $1 million earner. No one broke this record so far in this company. Made millions in this company, build it up. A lot of people. But I'm telling you this not because of how good I am or whatever. I'm telling you, if you believe and put it into action, no matter how bad your situation is, you can always make it. You can always work yourself out with network marketing because it was a short period where for 1 or 2 days or a couple of days I was thinking maybe I'm done with network marketing, but I said, but what should I do? Okay, being a surf teacher at the sea, it's also, yeah, I don't know. How is it to live in Thailand at the beach or whatever? So I was really, really skeptical with all this. So I said, maybe network marketing is really the one thing I definitely should do. So that's what I did. I continued. I always say to the people, I'm the most positive guy I ever met in my entire life because being positive is really, really, really good. And being positive is something which can change something, but you have to put your positivity into action. Because I saw many people during out my career just thinking positive, but never putting something into action. And if you just think there, meditate, and just think everything will be good, everything will be good. No, yeah. I remember this example. Someone told me about this guy who has this house with this nice garden, and it was a great garden, and everyone was looking at his garden and said, "Oh my God, this is such a great garden," and it looked really good. And so some people walked by and said to the owner, "Oh my God, you have a thanks. I'm so thankful you have this great garden. Every time I walk with my dogs through this garden, I'm so happy. That's what God made this garden like this." And he said, "Okay, okay, I have to tell you something. Yeah, I put a lot of hard work to make this garden to look like this. Yes, God made it grow, but you should have looked the garden when I was not putting it my work in there, how worse how bad the garden looked like. But after I put my work in, so God did the same thing and helped me with this. But without my work, it wouldn't happen. So what do we learn out of this example, which I learned from Jim Ron? If you are not willing to pay the price, and if you are not willing to do this, so you can think positive or join the best opportunity, but if you're not making something out of this, this will you will not have a success, and that's what I learned. Over time, I joined other companies and as well because of some private reasons and stuff like this. But I always built it really big. My last company, I built it up 93,000 people in my community, a $15 million business, and it was really, really good. And I'm telling you this, yeah, to give you a reason, yeah, to give you a reason that if I'm now joining CILI with having 93,000 people in my team and a $15 million business, there must be a really big reason. I got in contact with CILI the first time 2020. And now there's something you should write down. This is really important as well, because this person was not able to teach me what CILI is, what the products do, was not able to explain me all the things. It was just a hype. Oh, there's a new company coming. Oh, it's exciting. We're getting rich. Wow, 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 wow. So all these promotional things, never explaining me never know that I'm a product guy. So you have to explain me first the products. I can make a lot of money with many companies, but if I'm not behind the company, I would never join a company. So for me, the products must be really, really good that I join a company. So the person never was able to teach me this. And now you should write down this, what I learned from Eric Worre. I'm since 2019 in the mastermind with Eric Worre. So I'm invited very often, two, three, four times a year at Eric's home private. I can call him anytime I want and so on. But he teach me one really important thing. Everyone is recruitable. Everyone is recruitable, but not anytime and not from anybody. So this is a really important lesson because sometimes you think, yeah, why is this person not joining? Why is it not? Maybe it's the wrong timing. Maybe this person just joined another opportunity, is excited and stuff like this. So, but you have to understand, not everyone is at any time recruitable and not from anybody. Maybe you are not the person who they would join. So, what you need now, you need your upline for credibility. So, make a three-way call. So, that's what I always call the unfair advantage. Make a three-way call, three-way chat. We are doing a lot of three-way chats in the meantime on WhatsApp and stuff like this. So, people include me in some of these chats with high-level network marketers. They don't know me. So I have no trust for them. I have no trust for them because they don't know me. So they don't know if they can trust me. But I have the credibility. And your upline has also credibility. So you need to join them because of credibility, but the people know you, so they trust you. But maybe you never have been a big player in this industry, so you don't have the credibility for that they would join you. So if we combine now our strengths, so our uplines credibility and your that they trust you. So we bring both of the best of two worlds together, and then people will understand. Oh my God, yes, I'm really good, and that's the way you can get people to join you in the team. This is really, really important. Most people don't understand. They say, I can make it alone. I can make it alone. No, you can't make it alone. Sometimes not. Sometimes not. And I even struggling with some people. I have some high level players. You have to be patient. Yeah, sometimes you have to prepare. I'm now in conversation for many, many months with a high level network marketer who is the number one in his company. And he said, oh my God, what you teach me about CILI is so incredible, crazy, whatever. I would make about double of my income, even though I'm making more than 250K per month, but I would make double or even more with the CILI compensation plan. The product seems to be amazing, but still I'm working on this. So what you need to do, this is really important, what I teach, build relationship with people. If you are not building relationship, and I don't mean always talk about business. Yeah, I learned a really important thing. This is really a game changer. You have to write this down. All communication is business. All communication is business. If you are not having communication with this person, you will have no business. So that means number two, really important thing, find an excuse to talk to people. Oh my God, this was 35 years. I learned this from Jim Rohn. He said, find an excuse to talk to people. This is the most crazy thing I learned. And you think, okay, what does he mean? I'm looking for reasons that I can always keep up the conversation. So bring these two things together. All business is communication. Yeah. And the other thing, bring it together. Yeah. Now you're looking for reason how you can talk to people. So obviously, if they have birthday, yeah, obviously I'm writing there, happy birthday. And don't write anything about your business. Yeah. Don't write happy birthday. And did you see my website? Yeah, doesn't work. Yeah. Christmas, really honest Christmas, not just the whatever, Easter, whatever. So that's some easy things. But also look on their social media. Go on the social media, look on the social media, what they are doing. And now, really something important, comment on their social media. This is nowadays. This is now. I transfer you now into business world 2026. So if you're still working network marketing like in the early 90s or 2000s or 10 years, 15 years ago, the network marketing world and how you work with people is totally different. Today, social media is your business card. So people look first in your social media. If your social media is not professional, change it. Change it. Make a social media cleanup. Kick out everything what is not on what is not good in social media. Also, really important on social media, never, never, ever put out anything about politics. Never, ever put out something about religion. Never put out something about sports. Why? If you're a football fan of this club and another one is a football fan of this other, and you post something about this, you might lose him because of this. Or they might have a different religion thing, or they might not even believe at God. Or if you put in something political, even though you want to comment or whatever, I never share something like this because it's my business card, my social media. And so, what you have to learn, you have to engage. We call it engage 2026, engage on social media. Not just posting yourself, but also liking and leaving comments there. You can already start doing this uh, on my social media if you want, because I put out every on social media every day a learning. You need to have 30 seconds, 40 seconds to read it. You can put on translation. You see it in your website. Follow me on Top Coach VIP. Then you see how I'm doing it. So you can really do this. And I started social media 2018 with 1,000 followers I had from Facebook who followed me automatically on Instagram. Now it's more than 700,000 people over many years. But I always worked on social media because it's my business card. Because of the because of this, things opened up for me that I'm going to LA, that I interviewed Hollywood stars like Mel Gibson, then met Kevin Costner, and many, many other things. So it's opening up. I get invited to good events because people say, oh my God, he is doing something. But I engage on people's social media. I see something, and then I take what they are doing and saying, and I use this, yeah, what they are doing on social media, and I write something on them or send them a private message. Say, hey, I saw you have been here on this concert. Oh my God, I wish I would have been done. I like this music, or I have a story because of my parents with this music, or whatever. That's just one example. So find an excuse to talk to people. So this is really something which I can teach you. You definitely should learn how you can talk to people and find excuses to talk to people. This is working 2026. And what you should never ever do, spam people with your business. Don't spam them with your business. Don't write with people you never contacted for the last couple of months or couple of years and write them, hey, I'm starting a new business. Oh, this is so amazing. I would be happy if you join my business. This is my link. This is not working. No one wants this. This this is the difference between professionals or not professionals. I also have a contact list, and I have a contact list. I guess most of you people would never have a contact list like this. In 35 years, I created a list of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands people on my contact list. I build it every network marketing company with 2 or 3% of my list, because the rest I couldn't contact because I had no time because I was working and helping people in the team, in the downline. So I never could contact all these people. But so I have people also which I never spoke with for 8 or 10 years. So, but they're on my list now and I'm contacting them. But how do I do it? I do it on a nice way. I write them a message and say, hey, on some people, this is really true. So when it is true, I did this. I was looking for another name, let's say Marcus. And then I say, oh, Marcus, I didn't, this is another Marcus. Oh, I didn't see, for 10 years, I didn't spoke with them. I went on the messages and said, oh my God, we spoke the last time 2016, so 10 years ago. And then I said, oh, Marcus, I sent him a message. How are you doing? I was just looking for another Marcus and I saw your name and I said, oh my God, how is Marcus doing? So I first started to build again relationship because at the moment, even though we know each other, it's starting to get a cold contact. But now you have to heat up the contact and then build relationship. So ask them, be interested. How are you doing? What are you doing? How is your family? What changed? And so on. And then slowly he starts asking you, and yeah, how are you doing? And then he's, yeah, I'm doing really good. Just started a new company, but tell me, is your wife good? So I'm going back again. So I make him curious. I'm just sending out some things, and then I just go back, and I'm not pushy on all this kind of stuff. So that's the way how you work as a professional. So you change it as a professional. You really are trying to get people interested in looking into your opportunity. You get people looking into how can we do it the best way. And so the lady who introduced me 2020 into CILI was not able to get to know me. She was just going, hey, there's a new company coming. Hey, we are going into Europe. We will be rich, and so on. I was rich. I had a big organization running. COVID was even my best time. My business was exploding while there was a lockdown in the world. My business was working online. So I was really not interested. But what happened, yeah, years later, um, I was with Eric at his mastermind or whatever event was in the US. And while I was there, Anke, my better half, she had a problem with her teeth. So she had a teeth surgery. And with the teeth surgery, actually, she was getting hurt, the nerve, and half of her face was paralyzed. And so what happened with the half of her face being paralyzed, she couldn't close her eyes. What happened that actually when she was drinking, the water came out and many other things, and it was really bad. And so while I was in the US, someone saw on social media, and that's what I say, have an awareness of people, have an awareness what's happening. And one person saw that I'm in the US, and he said, there is something which might help your wife. And I said, okay. And what happened? Um, he organized that I met Brad, the founder of CILI, and I was there to meet him then after he convinced me. But I said to Brett, I'm not looking for a new opportunity, no business opportunity. I'm just looking for products which can help Anke. So that was actually what I was literally doing. I was looking here for, I wanted to show the picture. Here it is. Yes, there it is. Yeah. So, and because she was really looking really bad at this time. And so actually she was totally paralyzed and everything is was not okay with her. Maybe you see it here a little bit better. She couldn't move it. And we went to hospital, and in hospital they told her for the rest of her life, they sent her home. She has to live with it. We can't change anything. So that was the prognosis, and that's why I'm looking for the products. But after Brad told me, no, I can teach you about the products. I can tell you about the product. I said, okay, fine. And after 4 hours, it was just to be a 1.5 hours meeting. It was 4 hours then. I said, can I see the scientist and the doctor? And he said, Oh my God, I don't know because he's living 6 hours away. But he organized it. So 2 days later, I was meeting the scientist and doctor. And out of 1 hour meeting, which was planned, we had another 4 hours meeting. And I understand that we have a very, very unique technology. And he explained me something, and I will explain it today for you because if you do this like this, people will understand what we have because most people don't understand and don't get what we have. And I will explain this to you in a minute. But what happened, I took the product within 4 weeks. I got rid of my long COVID. I had really bad long COVID for 5 years. I did treatments, 10,000s of euros. I spent it for treatments. My energy level was probably 60%. I had breathing problems. I took medication. I had very bad pains. I took very strong painkillers. And within 4 weeks, no painkillers, no breathing medication, and my energy level was back to 100%. And so I know the product was really working, what they explained me theoretically. And then I said to Anke, look, take these products. I think they will work despite what the doctors are saying. But I'm telling you, if you take these products, double, triple, whatever. She took it 5 to 6 times a day. Sometimes you have to do it. You have to be honest to people. Some people have some challenges. I spoke the other day with a guy, and he said, I have someone who has after 2 months no experience. And I said, okay. And then we found out he's a very tall guy, really big, really strong. And I said, he has too many cells. He has much more cells than anyone if he is so big. He needs more product. And he did. He started taking double, triple of the product. And what happened? Finally, he got results. So, wow, if you're bigger, take more product. Then you get results. And so what happened within 4 weeks, Anke took the product. Nothing happened in her face, but she had inflammation at the hips. And this inflammation went away and she had a ganglion at her arm wrist, and this was also gone. And so she knows something is happening in my body. And after 7 weeks, the first mimics came, and she is now, she took the products now 7 months. And after 7 months, I show you the picture. After 7 months, she's 85% recovered. That's really, really crazy. Not 100%, but at least 85%. And people who don't know, it's total difference and total opposite. So I can tell you, I know 100% the product is working. We shared it with some people. Some people got great results. Anke's mom, blood results and everything. So we said, wow, okay, that's crazy. But I was still not thinking about business. And Anke, she is for 30 years self-employed. She has a beauty institute. And she said, I think this is going to be my network marketing company. And that's the first thing I ever heard from her because she always said, you are network marketing, I have my beauty institute. And she said, this is going to be my network marketing company if the product is working. Can you make a research on everything? Can you look into the plan? Can you look into everything if the product, if the company is good? And I will show you today why this company is so incredible. And please write down all the arguments because on a daily basis you will need all these arguments. I'm using these arguments which I'm telling you today. I'm using this on a daily basis. The first thing I'm doing, get this on Amazon. Get these two balls. That's a hops ball, so it's jumping ball, and this is an expandable children ball. So these two balls actually the scientist had. And he said, I'm explaining you now something which is not 100% medical, right? But with this example, you will understand how our products will work. And he said, but I tell you something. Do you know Matrix? And I said, yes. And he said, you remember the two pills? I said, yes. They said, do you want to take the one pill or the other pill? Well, do you want to have the pill of the truth? But because if you understand this, for the rest of your life, you will never go back. You can never forget for the rest of your life. And I said, yes, I'm willing to do this. And so I'm asking you, are you willing, if you're willing to hear the truth and everything, write in the chat 11111. So I know you're willing to hear the truth. If not, you have to mute yourself or don't listen again, because this is life-changing if I'm telling you this with a children play ball. Because, and I was so impressed about this. He says, this children play ball, this is really should be like your cell. Yeah. So your cells, you have the inside of your cells and you have the outside of your cell. Yeah. Which is, if you expand it, yeah, it's like a fence. And everything needs to go through this fence, but it has to be smaller than 100 nanometers. And he said 1 grain of salt is 10,000 nanometers. So 100 nanometers is really super tiny. And everything needs to go through this. And if it doesn't go through this, it doesn't go in. I printed out how a cell looked like, and this is compared with the fence. So you can imagine how this will look like. So, and he said, now some people eat very healthy. Some people, they are eating biological. They have their own garden, they have everything. But all the food on the plate doesn't go in here. It's way too big. So it is like you have a basketball or like you have a football. And now you have all this healthy food and you're trying to get this football through this fence. And he says, it doesn't work as and it doesn't work. So you have to get the football smaller. So you chew, then it goes into your stomach. You have the acid, then you have the enzymes, and so the body makes the parts of this football smaller, 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 smaller. It will be going through the kidneys, cleaned, and all these processes. So it's getting really tiny until it ends up in the cells. But the naked truth is, only 5% of what we are eating, yeah, will end up in the cells. 5% of the football will end up here, and 95% will go outside of your body again. It doesn't matter how healthy you eat. And he says, and then some people, they go on supplements and they say, okay, we're taking supplements, which is much better than you're just using only food. Yeah, because now you have the vitamins and minerals. For example, 100 grams of broccoli, you just need 1.2 grams. Yeah, which are the essential things which your cells would need. So you have now all these high concentrated vitamins and minerals in every supplement, but they are not free floating in the air. So what you need now is you need some transportation system. So people using powder, tablets, juices, or whatever. So this is compared, every nutritional supplement is compared like a basket full of tennis balls. So you have all these tennis balls and you're trying to get them through the fence. Some will go through, but not most of them. Only 10% of all supplements, it doesn't matter how expensive they are, will go through the fence. And that's actually the big problem, that people think I'm eating now supplements and everything will end up in my cells. No, the truth is 90% will go out. It doesn't matter how expensive it is, because of the transportation system, how it goes into your body. And so it's better than if you just have the food on a plate, which is even much better. So it's much better to have the supplements because it's highly concentrated, but it's not ending up there. But he said, imagine now you have a spoon full of sand and you're standing in front of the fence and you're trying to send this, and you're throwing this sand through this fence. And that's actually how nanotechnology works. So what the company does, breaking down all vitamins, all minerals into nanoparticles, 7 to 10 nanometer size, so which is a safe nanotechnology place, because the dangerous nanotechnology size is 2 to 3 nanometers, because they can attack or go into your genes and all this kind of stuff, and there's no research on this. So we are just taking the size of 7 to 10 nanometers. And then we're taking the purest water which you can get on the world. Medical water is too unclean. We have a special technology. It's a 7-step process to develop this ultra pure water. And we take one single drop, and in this drop, we put more than 20 million particles of vitamins, minerals, and everything, vital ingredients we put in one single drop. And so in one cap of CILI, which is a little bit more than a tablespoon, you have now about 150, 160 billion, so milliarden, or 150 to 160 billion of ingredients which go into your body, which can calculatory wise nutrient all your cells up to 4 times. Why do I say calculatory wise? The reason is because the body is intelligent. Remember Anke's face? Yeah. The body didn't work on the first 4 weeks on the face, but it worked on different other things, which were challenges, inflammation, and all this kind of stuff. So maybe the body doesn't send to your small finger cells some ingredients at the beginning, maybe over time, but at the moment you have no problem. So the body doesn't nutrient right now the small finger cells. So now the body is really working and to investigate where are some cells, heart cells, lung cells, liver cells, kidney cells, maybe some inflammation, and so on. And so that's actually what we are what we are getting with our CILI product. So that's the reason why it takes sometimes time until people have results, because you don't know if your heart cell is not working properly, but the body knows if you continue like this in 5 years, you will get a heart attack. So he's working on this. So now you understand why some people need some time to have some success with the product. So with saying this, yeah, I come to a point how we can get results for everybody on the first day. But I first want to make sure that you really understand this. Get your balls. Explain everybody with this ball. Yeah, what the product is, so people have this in your mind, and you always remind them on how this product is working. So now you having definitely some results. So what's going on then? The next thing is, and that you have to understand. Now we have the ultra pure water, which goes over the water channels within 5 minutes into your cells. So you can prove this in your blood. So we have this video on the blood testing on the CILI Works website. So when the people go in, they see all the stuff. They see the videos with the before and after blood testing and stuff like this. So it's really working. But how you can get people to have results on the first day? So you send them the website. They have now this website with the blood testing, with the other results, and so on. So people know the product is really working. But now, this is the interesting part, yeah? If someone doesn't believe this blood testing or whatever, you say, okay, depending on the country where you're living, 30, 50 euro, spend it, go to a natural healer, go to a laboratory, make a blood testing before taking the CILI products and after taking the CILI products in 5 or 10 minutes. And then you have product results on the very first day. So that's the big thing. So definitely you should tell people who are skeptical and say, I don't know if it's working, and say, hey, I can prove to you that it's working because we have this blood testing, we have everything on the website. Well, you can see the video. But if you don't believe it, go to the laboratory, make your own test, spend 30, 50 euro, then you know the product is working. How long it will take for all your other challenges, I don't know. Maybe 2 days, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2 months, maybe half a year. I don't know. I don't know what your body has to what your body has to repair and have to bring in the right order. But if you do this, yeah, you can start right now inviting people, because what we saw now over the last months. So we were waiting 2-3 months after we got the product result, then we shared it. These people waited 2-3 months, then they shared it. These people shared it also after 2-3 months getting all these results. So to make a shortcut on this, teach people now from now on, yeah, what happened in the last couple of weeks, you can't change. But from now on, teach people you can get your product result right away. So you can see the blood testing on the CILI Works website. And if you have this result, in the laboratory. If you don't believe this, you know the product is working, and how long it will take for all the other things, we don't know. So this is the shortcut to getting your business running and really fast running with this. And the other thing which I didn't understand, this is also really important on the product side. So this is Dr. David Sinclair. And Dr. Sinclair, actually, he wrote this book, and you should get the book, Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to. This book is also available on Amazon. If you read it or not, it doesn't matter. Just have this product, because if you have a book, it brings credibility. So maybe Morten writes this book into the chat so people can get this. Lifespan, Why We Age and Why We Don't Have to. Dr. David Sinclair, recommended by Tony Robbins and other one. He's the #1 reverse aging, anti-aging guru in the world. And he has in his book a formula. If you take this formula on a daily basis, you can prove, you can test your biological age. You can send in your biological age into the laboratory, and you see reverse aging up to 40%, and you see that you age slower up to 40%. So literally being 100 and feeling on a biological age like 60. So that's actually what he has in his book. And if you take all these products, which I did, yeah, so you actually in Germany you have to spend 800 to 1,000 euro per month for the supplements. But here with the CILI product, you have for net price of $60, you definitely have all these ingredients, because we took his formula, but we made it better. We put in traditional Chinese medicine, and we put in also some other science. And so we actually made his formula better. That's why we have this result. Plus, we made it over the water transportation system, because also these products, only 10% of this 800 to 1,000 euro expensive products will end up in your cells. And the CILI product, you have 99.999% will go into your cells. And that's why we have the result. If you understand this, this is a game changer. If you teach this to the people, it's a game changer. But that's the only one side. Now let's look at the business side. So actually, Anke said, is the compensation plan good? So, and I looked into this, I was calculating and stuff like this. I became $1 million earner in many companies. And I was calculating this with this compensation plan. And I found out in every company where I would have been, I definitely would make triple, quadruple, 4, 6 times, in some companies, 7, 8 times as much money with the same sales, only with this compensation plan and with this all benefits from CILI. And I'm explaining you now some big things which make the big difference in CILI. So first of all, we are one of the only companies, there's not a lot of companies which still have in the US 1 BV is equal $1. You have to know this, because if you talk also with network marketers, this is a really big issue. Because Eric made a research on all the network marketing companies. The average right now is $1 is paid out 60 cents to 65 cents. So what does this mean? So you definitely have to make more sales to get paid the same amount of money. So only because of working with CILI, with this amazing product, having this 1 BV equal $1, you automatically will make more money. This is a big game changer. So, but most people don't even get it and don't understand it. And so that's the reason why you have to know this number. In Europe, it is around $1 equal 80 cents, because the company has to pay the customs and the shipping and all this kind of stuff. So, but it's still higher than the average network marketing company. So we are getting paid much more. This is really good. The second thing, which is total game changer, is the retention rate. Retention rate means how many people are rebuying the product. And so the interesting thing is, I asked Brad on this to give me the numbers. And Brad said from the months 1 to 6, about 86% of people are rebuying the product. I said, this is unheard. I never heard this in any company. 86% are rebuying the product, and I explain you in a minute why. And then he said, in from the month 7 to 12, it is more than 80%. So on average, about 83, 84% in the first year. This is unheard in this industry. But also there are researches. Eric Worre made some researches and said, if you have a product with an auto ship, or if people in this industry, if they have a product which is less than $100, which you need for your auto ship to be active, then most people stay also on the product. If it is between 100 and 150 euro, write down these numbers. You need these numbers for forever. You need this in a daily base. If it is between 100 and 150 euros, 10% will, I'm sorry, 13% will stay on the product. And if it is over 150, out of these 13%, 10% will stay on it. So literally only 1.3%. So that means if you have CILI as a product and you get people on the CILI products, then people will understand this magic of this product, stay on the product because it's cheap, and then you have a better business and you're getting paid much more money than in any other company you did before. So this is really a game changer. But you have to understand, you don't look for customers. Write it down. We are not looking for customers, we are looking for customer results. This is the game changer. Getting customers is the one thing, so that's a one-time sale. But getting customer results, this is the big, big game changer. If you get customer results, means you do a follow-up on people, you ask them how they take the product, you explain them the product, you lead them to him, you tell them what I do. I say, take minimum the product twice a day, both of them, and all the other products, what we have, until you have a result. And then if you can't afford it, you can take literally the product only once a day. If you can't afford it, I will take it always 2 times a day or 3 times a day. But if you can't afford it, one time a day. So that's actually the reason why Brad made 39 portions out of it. And I was really with the cap, I was calculating if it is really true, and it's true, 39 portions. So that means in the first week, every time your auto ship comes, train this to your people. The first week the auto ship comes, always take 1 week, 2 times if you can't afford it, and then for the rest of the month you take it 1 time. So the next time your auto ship comes, again 1 week, 2 times, and then the rest of the months you take it 1 time, and keep it as long as possible in your mouse. Minimum, I would recommend in the meantime, 90 seconds. Put it on a timer because people think it's already 90 seconds, but it's only 42 seconds. Yeah, but 90 seconds or even 2 minutes. Swish it left and right. Get it to your gums, under your tongue. So the more product goes into your cells right away. And because of legal reason, we have to write down now that we are mouthwash, that you have to spit it out. A couple of months ago, it didn't say it. It says swallow it. We have the same ingredients in there. It's still safe to swallow it, but for legal reasons, we have to say spit it out. But if you spit it out, you have 60-70% of the product already going into your cells. So you definitely, if you spit it out, need just more product. So it doesn't matter. But if you swallow it, it's safe. In the rest of the world, it's the same product and it says swallow it, but you just have to know and then explain to people why it's saying spit it out, because for product registration as novel food, you would probably need 8 to 10 years, and so registering it as a mouthwash, it's much faster. So that's actually why we have it as a mouthwash right now. Maybe later down the road we have it as a novel food or whatever. So that's actually the reason. So if you understand all this, yeah, you have to also understand our compensation plan. So we have an amazing compensation plan, which is, people say we have a binary compensation plan, which is not true. We have a hybrid plan. You have to teach it the right way. Hybrid plan. We have a mixture of uni level and we have a mixture of binary. So we bring in the best of two worlds. What does it mean? So it means that in all customer sales, yeah, you're getting personally 25% on all customer sales, but on your first, second, and third line customers, you're getting 10%, 5%, 5% as a uni level. So this is really important to understand. You will have some more influencers, micro influencers, and more people working online. They are just getting customers. They are not getting people who sign up for business or stuff like this. So over time, you will see this customer bonus are really high. But all these customer sales, they go into the binary system here as well because I have this special camera which is not zooming the right way, which I want to have it. Now let's try to get it here. So you have then all the customer sales going into the binary, and it's also going into the check match bonus. So this is really, really important to understand. But the limit in the binary is $1 million per month. This is crazy. In my old company, it was 10,000 per week, which is approximately 45,000 per month. And now there's a limit of $1 million. And I lost so much money because of this, because I was not paid as much money. And so what you have to understand, if you have a limit of 1 million, you're getting paid much more money. But also on every first line you bring in, you get up to 50% on what they earn from the binary. So you can really support people. And let's say you help a person to make out of the binary 10,000. So you're building, or your upline is building and you're building the other leg or whatever. So you're helping people to make 10,000. Yeah. You're getting up to 5,000 whenever they make 10,000 every month. So if you have 10 people to make 10,000, you get 10 times up to 5,000, depending on your rank. So up to 50,000. When probably in 5 years, 10 years, you have maybe someone, maybe you bring in some big guy or whatever, building really big in Asia, building big in Europe, building whatever. And this guy is making 1 million from the binary. You are making up to 500,000 every single month. This is crazy. I never heard something like this. So what Anke said, but yeah, how can I get all this? So I told her, yeah, let me show you this picture. So this is for the next thing. This is compensation plan training. So let's talk about a C. You know, in the C, you have when you are in the C, you have probably a lot of Normalverfolgung. So, hello, where's the camera going here? So,
Torsten, maybe you can switch off your AI technology. It's in.
yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't
Okay.
work somehow. I don't know why. It doesn't.
It's fine. Just keep on going. We feel your energy, so it's good.
Yeah.
We can see
So
it.
I said to Anke, look, what you need to do, get your first 10 people. I don't care. I say clients. I don't care if this is customers. I don't care if these are people who sign up for the business. Just make sure they're taking the product the right way. If they have the product, I tell them every time when the products arrive, send me a photo because then I know they're using the product. And then I can make a follow up. And if I call the next day, the very first day, if they are not taking the product, I say, okay, please take it today. If I call the next day and they're not taking the product, I say, I wait now on the phone until you take the product. And then I explain them how to take the product or send them a product video. And so I make sure that I have 10 people who are taking the product. And if 10 people are taking the product, it's like you have the sea and you throw in a stone. So that's the first wave it's going on. But then there's a second wave. Out of these 10 people, over time, you will have 100 people. And then the second wave comes out of this 100, it will be 1,000. And just imagine 1,000 people getting two products from the company, 100 BV. Yeah, that means now you're having 1 million, 1 million in sales. And you getting somewhere, depending on the rank, between 10 and 20%. But over time, you will have 10,000. 10,000 in Denmark, 10,000 Sweden, 10,000 in Norway, 10,000 Germany, 10,000 Poland, 10,000 US, 10,000 Thailand, 10,000 wherever. Yeah, wherever you have it, for every 10,000, yeah, you're getting times $100, 10,000 times $100. That means you're making, let's just say the average 15% minimum. Under promise, over deliver. Yeah. So you're making minimum 150K, 150,000 per month. So if you have 10 countries, or let's say just five countries with 10,000 people just using the product every month. So you have 50,000 people using the product, and you're making between 10 and 20 million. That's how you become $1 million earner per month. That's my goal. And my goal is to get a lot of people to you guys in the same position. And what you guys probably at the moment don't understand, I was looking into the numbers of the company. It's a 50, $60 million company. And I was looking who built this up over the last 6 years. So 6 years is already, they are over the critical phase. They're a good standard and all this kind of stuff. So what happened is that I found out that most of the company is built up with customers, doctors, natural healers, and some average network marketers, not really big network marketers. Some network marketers, our upline, for example, amazing guy. I know him 25 years, Daniel. And he was 15 years with the same company I was in the beginning. And he was just world team. So 15 years just making 10,000 in sales, not in income, in sales. 10,000, somewhere around this, after 15 years. So I would not say successful. But with CILI, he built it up. The first year, they were testing the products. There were no one there. There were a lot of challenges. So the first year doesn't count. So then after the first year counting, let's say 3.5 years, now he is nearly a $3 million earner. So you understand. So people, average people go high. I saw on some people who have been in my team in previous companies who made 800 to 1,000 per month. Now they are making 7, 8, 10,000 per month with CILI. I have people who made 2,500 to 3,000 per month in my old company, not network marketing professionals, now making 25, 30, 35,000, or became even $1 million earner lifetime over time. So this is why we are doing this. We can help with this product so many people. The only difference is most people don't see it. Most people don't know the arguments which they should push. And most people think I can do everything on my own. I can just teach everything. But you forget that people need the relationship, need the credibility and the trust. And most people forget that all business is conversation, and that you need to find ways of communicate, need to find ways of engaging, liking, commenting, sending private messages, not always business related, because you still have to, like I mentioned before, have to do this. So this is what was really now a little conclusion on summary of our call. So because if you really put this into action, yeah, you will see the big picture of the company. And that's why I also want to ask you on the 28th of February, close to Frankfurt, there's the big company event, big kickoff event in Frankfurt. The founder is there, the scientist is there, all other successful people. We have an incredible event. If you really want to see the big picture, if you really want to become successful, if you want, timing is everything. If you want to be at the right time, at the right place, and be a part of this momentum going on with our group, we are now the guys who are really professional network marketers, a lot of you guys. And so we are bringing this to the world. We know really how to work professional. We know we have systems. We are doing all this kind of stuff. So, but seeing the big picture, no one can change it. So if you ever think about doing CILI seriously, you need to be there on the 28th of February and see all this. So this is my training for today. I know we are 7 minutes over time. I'm sorry, but I hope this really helps you. We will make further trainings. We will do further things. And I give back the word to Morten. Thank you so much.
Absolutely amazing. What do you think, guys? Can you feel the energy? Torsten, breathe. Get some air. Torsten, thank you so much. Really appreciate everything that you're doing, and so grateful that you now are officially with CILI by Design. We are excited as a team. Remember, guys, a team stands for together everybody achieves more. Singly, we cannot do anything, but as a community and as a team, we can do significant. So with that said, Torsten, once again, thank you so much. Guys, please unmute yourself, say hi, and again, we hope to see you the 28th of February. Guys, have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Ciao Torsten.
Hej, hej.
Hej.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.
Servus, danke.
Vielen
Thank
Dank.
you, Torsten.